with the NPCs that I never planned. Um, there are lots of videos out there talking about how to create great NPCs through a full process of determining their motivation, their goals, their personality, their voice, etc., etc., etc. My hot take for this week is that all that's a waste. Now, prior to this week and an experience another 2 or 3 weeks ago, I never quite really got the prep situations, not plots philosophy. But a situation I prepped for a session in my Thursday night game last week has pointed a big giant spotlight on it and finally gave me a better understanding of the philosophy. Now, let's take a quick step back to that session where our cleric nearly committed murder in broad daylight. Now, my Thursday campaign is focused around the Radiant Citadel and the worlds connected to it. The players are slowly working towards reconnection to a world lost to the Citadel, with the speaker of the Citadel urging caution throughout the process. Now, there's a growing political movement on the Citadel calling for that speaker's resignation over her hesitation to reconnect to the world, deeming it as a sort of abdication of duty. As the players are leaving the speaker's sanctum, they encounter a children's choir singing of reconnection as a moral truth and fear as false chains. The choir, I sort of wrote a little bit of a song to the tune of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star for a little extra effect on the players. Now, in game, I sang it to them, but I'm going to spare you that experience. As they heard the lyrics in character, players and characters immediately began to fume at the use of children for the propaganda. The intent of the situation was for the players to hear the children singing and kind of carry on, acknowledging that something else is at play, something else is going on. I hadn't considered the effect of using children to send that message. In true hero fashion, our cleric kind of jumped out and immediately jumped on the choir leader, who in that moment became a little bit of a Karen, and they called her out for her using children to spread propaganda. Now, on the side note, there was no plan for Karen or any engagement with the choir on my end. As I said, they were supposed to listen, continue on by, but in true player fashion, they engaged. And in these spur of the moment engagements, I've discovered I'm really good at picking out in the moment exactly what will incite rage in my characters. Also, excitement when warranted, but again, rage is kind of fun. The Karen in this situation appeared out of thin air in the moment that the players called her out. Now, back to Karen and her near demise. As Karen, I took on that super sweet and condescending tone, denouncing those who preach fearfulness as wisdom, implying a lack of morality on the player's part, insisting that the lost worlds hold promise, not peril. What's the name of the really pink and peppy professor in one of the later Harry Potter movies? It's the one that everybody hates. I kind of took that tone. The Hadozi PC Desir, who we'll hear from in the coming weeks, accuses her of being part of a cult and implying that she's been drinking too much of a sugary, fruity drink because Kool-Aid's not canon in D&D. Karen shoots back a distasteful specious taunt about how unevolved the Hadozi species is, and questioning how a simple Hadozi would know what a cult was. Now, the other 4 PCs needed to remove the cleric and the Hadozi before they committed murder in broad daylight. Now, again, to highlight the present situations, not plots, not NPCs, I had planned on this just being a simple encounter, something to introduce the growing political unrest through the children's choir. When the players engaged and called out the choir leader, I was given 2 very, very important things. Number 1, an edge to dig into and to sort of like poke at. And 2, an opportunity to offend, insult, and demean, or endear, flatter, and charm. Now, in my opinion, number 2 is the most important. It's the most important way to make an NPC memorable. If you can genuinely make your player characters feel either offended, insulted, or demeaned, or endeared, flattered, and charmed, they're going to remember that. But when you can get both that edge and that opportunity, and you can figure them out quickly on the spot through improv, they can work together to create that feeling of offense or flattery you desire. When they called out Karen for using children, I knew instantly that that use of children got under the cleric's skin, which allowed me to goad him further into the engagement. My biggest takeaway for anyone watching this is to trust your gut when you get that split second decision and it's improv time. Your gut, mind, heart, intuition, whatever you want to call it, knows the NPC that's needed in a given situation. Trust it. And then lean into it unapologetically. Make your players believe this was the plan all along. Embrace your Karen, Tom, or Dave, own their creation. An hour after the encounter, the players were in the bar still fuming over how Karen treated them. A couple beers in, they're like, let's go find her. Let's go show her a lesson. Even 3 sessions later, there were still comments about finding her and setting her straight. In that split second, when I became Karen, I was given the opportunity to have an NPC that I can flaunt in front of the players as the story progresses, and she became the face of that political movement. They won't have to go find her. I will make sure that they see her face again and again and again and again. Thanks for watching. I hope this helps. If you want to hear more, hit subscribe or follow me on Instagram at GM of Shared Legends. Have a good night and go create your own legends.